Hello and welcome to TD's Pokemon Lair. I'm TD and this is the Lair. Today we're unboxing a box of 10 Pokemon cards I sent to Professional Sports Authenticator over a year ago. I got them back in this cute little box, professionally packaged so they don't get damaged during shipping. Let me get them out of the box and we'll see what grades we got. Okay, let's go. Let's look at a 2000 Pokemon Gym Challenge Koga's Tangela, a first edition, the number 81 card of the set. Looking at the front surface, you can see it's really clean. There's no problems with the graphics or surface of the card. Our centering from top to bottom, I think, is within tolerance from left to right. It looks a little bit towards the right, maybe taking us out of spec. Our edges and our corners look really nice and clean. And as we turn the card over and look at the back, you can see that the surface and graphics are really clean and nice. Our centering from left to right is towards the left, probably out of spec. From top to bottom, I think it looks pretty good. Looking at our corners and our edges, the upper right corner has some damage, but the rest of it looks really good. And that's going to give us a grade of Mint 9. I like it. I really do. As we look at a 2000 Pokemon Gym Challenge Koga's Weedle, a first edition, the number 82 card. The front of this card looks really good. Our centering from top to bottom, I think, is within tolerance from left to right. I think it looks pretty good. Our edges and our corners, I think, are nice and clean. Our surface and graphics, I don't see any dirt or damage that will affect the grade. As we turn the card over and look at the back, the surface is really clean. The graphics are crisp. I don't see any issues there. Our centering from all four sides, I think, is within tolerance. Looking at our corners and our edges, they look at first glance really clean, but as you take a close look at both lower corners, there is some slight bending right on the edge of the corners. That's going to give us a grade of near mint 8. That's not too bad. Let us look at a 2000 Pokemon Gym Challenge Koga Zubat, a first edition, the number 83 card. Looking at the front of this card, the surface is really clean, the graphics are really nice. Our centering from top to bottom and left to right, I think all with this in spec. Looking at our corners and our edges, I think they're nice and clean. Looking at the back of the card, the centering from top to bottom and left to right, I think is all is in spec. Our surface is really clean, the graphics are nice and bright. Our edges and our corners, the edges look really good, but our two left corners in the lower right corner have some slight damage. And that's going to give us a grade of Mint 9. I really like it. This is a 2000 Pokemon Gym Challenge Lieutenant Surge's Pikachu, a first edition, the number 84 card. Looking at the front of this card, Pikachu's graphics look really clean. There's no problems on the surface of the card. Our centering from top to bottom and left to right, I think all of those are within spec. And our corners and our edges are nice and clean with no damage. As we turn the card over and look at the back, the surface is really clean. The Pokeball graphic looks really nice. Our centering from top to bottom and left to right, I think, is within tolerance and spec. Looking at our edges and our corners, our edges are really clean. Our upper right corner and lower right corner both have some slight damage. And that's going to give us a grade of Mint 9 for Pikachu. I like it. I like it like that. Let's check out this 2000 Pokemon Gym Challenge Lieutenant Surge's Rattata, a first edition, the number 85 card. Looking at this card, you can see that it looks really clean. There's no problems with the surface or graphics. Our centering from top to bottom and left to right all looks really good and within spec. Our edges and our corners all look pretty good, except our lower left corner has a dented corner and some damage there. As we look at the back of the card, you can see that our centering looks really good from top to bottom and left to right. Our surface of and our graphics of the Pokeball all look really clean with no dirt or damage. Looking at our corners and our edges, the upper right corner has some slight damage, and there's quite a bit of damage on that lower right corner, matching that dent on the front. That's going to give us a grade of Mint 9. That is better than I thought I was going to get. We have a 2000 Pokemon Gym Challenge Lieutenant Surge's Voltorb, a first edition, the number 86 card. Looking at the front of this card, the centering, I think, looks really good from top to bottom and left to right, probably within tolerance. Our edges and our corners, I think, all look really good. No problems or damage there. our surface and graphics are really clean. As we turn to the back of the card, you can see that our surface is really clean. There's no problems with the graphics. Our centering from top to bottom and left to right, I think all is within spec. Looking at our corners and our edges, there's some damage to the upper right corner and some slight damage to the lower right corner. And that's going to give us a grade of mint 9. Another 9, I'll take it. I'm looking at a 2000 Pokemon Gym Challenge Misty's Horsea, a first edition, the number 87 card. Looking at the Horsea here, you can see that the graphics look really crisp and clean. The surface has no damage or dirt or creases. Our centering from top to bottom, I think, is within tolerance from left to right. It's slightly towards the right, probably out of tolerance. And our corners and our edges all look very nice and clean. As I take a look at the back of the card, you can see that our surface and graphics are clean. There's no damage there. Our centering from top to bottom is slightly towards the top, and from left to right is towards the left. And it also looks a little slightly maybe off center or kilter. And our edges and our corners, there's some slight damage to the upper right corner. And that's going to give us a grade of mint 9. That's the centering taking us out of a 10. Check out this 2000 Pokemon Gym Challenge Misty's Magic Card, a first edition, the number 88 card of the set. Looking at this card, you can see the graphics and the surface look really clean. There's no bends or creases. Our centering from top to bottom and left to right. Top to bottom I think is okay. Left to right I think it's towards the right. And our edges on our corners are nice and clean with no damage. The back of the card looks really clean with no creases, bends, or any dirt or damage. Our centering from left to right is towards the left, matching the front. And looking at our top to bottom, it looks pretty good for the centering. Our corners and our edges, both upper corners, have some slight damage. And we're going to receive a grade of mint 9 for this Misty's Magic Card. That's pretty darn good. Let us look at a 2000 Pokemon Gym Challenge Misty's Poliwag, a first edition, the number 89 card. Poliwag's surface looks really clean. I don't see any bends or creases. Our centering from top to bottom I think is pretty good. From left to right it's to the right. Our edges and our corners have no damage that I can find. Flipping the card over, we can check out our centering first. From left to right it's towards the left, and from top to bottom I think it's within spec. Looking at our corners and our edges, our upper right and lower left corners have some damage, and our surface is really clean, graphics are really clean. I think that's pretty darn good. And we get a grade of near mint 8. I thought that might have been a little better. Oh well. The card is a 2000 Pokemon Gym Challenge Misty Psyduck, a first edition, the number 90 card. Looking at the front of this card, Psyduck's surface is really clean. There's no bends or creases. Our centering from top to bottom and left to right I think is really nice. Our edges and our corners are very clean and crisp. As I turn the card over and look at the back, our centering looks as good as the front. I think it's all four edges are within spec. Our surface looks really clean. Our edges and our corners, looking at them, I don't see any real damage. I'm pretty excited about this Psyduck. And that's going to give us a grade of Gym Mint 10 for the Psyduck. I like it because I like Psyduck. It's one of my favorite Pokemon. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and remember, you gotta catch them all. Have a great day.